Welcome to Knoxville Raceway Inside Line with your host Eric Arnold, presented by Lucas Oil, FVP, Casey's General Store, Speed Sport, Arnold Motor Supply, RacingJunk.com, and Pella Motors.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome to Knoxville Raceway Inside Line. I am your host, Eric Arnold, Knoxville Raceway track historian. Thank you for joining us tonight here on KBOE 104.9 and KBOEradio.com, your station for racing. Each Thursday night, you can join us here. We'll be talking sprint car racing primarily, happening over at the Knoxville Raceway. This past Saturday night, the races were rained out for the third week in a row. Pretty disappointing there. Mother Nature has not treated us very well. That's 5 of the last 7 weeks we've had rainouts. So after starting the season with the first 6 weeks, getting all the races in, we've struggled here lately. So 5 rainouts in a season is rare. Typically 2, 3, or 4 is the most we ever have. So let's hope that Mother Nature is a little kinder to us the rest of the racing season, and we can get through nationals without any delays there. On Monday night at the Marion County Fairgrounds, we were able to get in the county fair races, the outlawed dirt carts. There's the English Creek Raceway cars that normally compete on Friday nights there. They built a temporary, about a 1/8 mile oval there on the west half of the racetrack there on the front stretch. It was interesting to see all of those guys and those kids able to get an opportunity to race at the Knoxville Raceway, put their name in the history books, and there were 70 carts on hand, a couple of them all the way from Texas that came up to race. Winning in the box stock class was a restricted box stock was Chase Rebarger. In the adult wing class, it was Eric Knott picking up the win. In box stock, it was Devin Wignall. The 125 cc's, Colton Fisher. In the Open 500 was Nick DeMoss. 250 cc, J.C. Haddock. And in the 390 clone, your winner was Joshua Parcell. And again, that was during the Marion County Fair. The fair races through tonight, Thursday night. If you're listening to this right now, it's not too late to get to Knoxville to watch the IMCA Harris Clash for Modifieds and Sport Mods. $2,000 to win for Modifieds, $1,000 to win for Sport Mods. So a chance to watch a lot of your regulars that normally race here at the Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa over there for some big money. That is one of the bigger modified races of the year in the Midwest. The Super Bowl for modifieds, if you will. Sprint car fans can kind of relate that in central Pennsylvania, you can race multiple nights a week and make a career racing locally there. In the state of Iowa, we have more dirt tracks per capita, per people, than any other state in the country, and it's not uncommon at all to see race car drivers in the dirt modified divisions racing 4, 5, 6 nights a week. So this is a big night for those guys, and good luck to all of them. And North Carolina driver Kyle Strickler has won the last 2 Harris Clashes, so we'll see if he can become the first driver to win that event 3 times. Also this past Saturday, the past weekend, in Eldora Speedway in Ohio was the Kings Royal, the 31st annual. Kerry Madsen picking up the win. Kerry is originally from Australia, just recently became an American citizen here just a couple of weeks ago, and his shop is located just north of Knoxville there, about a mile north of town, the Canaric Racing Shop. Again, we'll have his brother, Ian Madsen, here on the phone in a little bit after the break. But Kerry's been having a really good season with the World of Outlaws. I think he's won 6 races this year, and the Kings Royal pays $50,000, and he's looking really good leading up to the Nationals. So, kind of a preview to the Nationals. If you go and Google Hawkeye Ovals, you can read my Knoxville Nationals preview that I just posted up this week. A lot of information there. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or contact me there or via Twitter. Lots of things happening leading up to the Knoxville Nationals here in the next few weeks. I know I'm counting down the days. I think we're 19 days away from the Nationals now, so just a matter of time. It'll be gone before you know it. So after the Kings Royal weekend, Sammy Swindell won the Friday night show the night before the Royal at Eldora, but then they announced on Monday night that him and the Big Game Tree Stands #1 car are going off of the World of Outlaw Tour for a couple of weeks to kind of regroup and make sure they're prepared for the Knoxville Nationals. And in order to do that, they are going to be competing at Knoxville on Saturday nights the next 2 weeks. So this Saturday night, Sammy Swindell at the Knoxville Raceway with already a pretty stacked field of competition there with Brian Brown, Terry McCarl, Craig Delansky, and Ian Madsen, guys like that. So Knoxville is just getting tougher each week, so it'll be great to have the 1983 Knoxville Nationals champion, Sammy Swindell, in attendance the next 2 weeks. So this coming week, Saturday night, is Lucas Oil Knoxville Championship Cup Series night number 15, sponsored by 3M. When we come back, we will have 410 driver Ian Madsen. He's currently second in points at the Knoxville Raceway, has one feature win. He won the season opener, and he's been doing some traveling as well. So we'll catch up with Ian Madsen here after the break. When we come back, stay tuned. Welcome back to the Knoxville Raceway Inside Line. This week we have driver Ian Madsen on the phone with us. Ian, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Eric. Thanks for having me on.
Just kind of reviewing your season here so far at Knoxville. You're third in points. You've got one win. You won the season opener. 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s. Just been having a pretty good season traveling with the World of Outlaws. Just talk a little bit about kind of how your season's been going for you so far.
Overall, it's been going pretty well. We're up and down, but pretty much like everyone else, I think. It's just been hard to get into a rhythm with all the rain out. But unfortunately, that has been able to open up able to do some more outlaw racing and stuff like that. And we're just really trying to get it geared up to have a good Knoxville Nationals and a good 360 Nationals.
Yeah, you guys are going to run the 360 Nationals, I see. Have you guys been running any other 360 races throughout the season?
We have a little bit at the start of the year. We've done some racing at IA, Nebraska, and around that area. So just trying to get a feel for that. And we'd really like to have a good week down there.
And it looks like you guys made it out to Ohio last week on Wednesday night for the Brad Doty Classic. How did that event go for you guys?
Yeah, it's the Brad Doty Classic has always been an event I wanted to go to. I think he's a real good ambassador for the sport. And we were able to make it out there. Unfortunately, the night didn't go how we wanted, but we made the A main, and we were running pretty strong before we got some damage and had to pull off. So, we're pretty happy, and it was just pretty cool to be part of a great event like that.
At Knoxville this year, third in points, it's stacked competition. Do you feel like with as much competition as there this year, is it helping you and helping the other teams overall to kind of step up their game a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely from the first year I came over, which is 3 or 4 years ago, to do the Knoxville Championship. Everyone's definitely stepped it up a lot. The teams are a lot better. Everyone has a really great mechanic. It's all World of Outlaw caliber equipment, and a lot of the guys have ran with the World of Outlaws before, so it's pretty awesome. I like it. That's what I moved over from Australia for, was to race the toughest competition. So I'm really enjoying it, and I just hopefully we could have a really good run and end up with a top 3, or maybe we could even win the points yet. So you never know.
Yeah, you never know. With you being from Australia, big weekend, just for you and your family with your brother winning the King's Royal, but just Australia fans in general, one of your own winning a big major event like that here in the States. Just talk a little bit about what that means just to you and your brother as a family, but also, as Australians in general.
Yeah, definitely. It means a lot to the Madsen family. Kerry and myself, Kerry a lot longer than I have. We've been coming over here every year and, trying our best and just trying to make a name for ourselves. And I know that's a race that he's been pretty close to a lot of times, so that was pretty awesome to be able to watch that. And, just awesome for the whole Australian sprint car racing scene as they've put in a lot over here as well. And, it's right around this time where you start to see all the Aussie fans come in, and it would have been pretty awesome for all them at Eldora as well. They've been coming over here for a long time, and to be able to watch one of their own win a big race over here.
Yeah, and when you first came over here, you didn't have a ride or anything. I think in fact you were helping your brother on his pit crew when he was racing at Knoxville Weekly. But talk a little bit about just how hard of a road it's been for you over the last few years since you've been into the States. Starting from scratch, trying to find rides, and what advice would you give other drivers to help them, I guess?
It has been a really tough road, but I'm not going to complain. an awesome situation right now. This is what I've always dreamt of having is the deal that I'm in right now, and I'm just trying to make the best of it while it lasts. But I guess really the best advice I would have is just stick with it, and if you want it bad enough, you most likely end up one day having it all. So, it definitely, I think the road's a lot easier for a lot of Australian kids these days, as we're not as less unknown as we were, and definitely shown through Brooke Tatnell, Kerry Madsen, Skip Jackson that there is some good talent down there, and I think that in the next few years to come, there's going to be a lot of talent coming from down there even more. So it's going to be cool to watch.
Is there a lot of differences as far as rules or anything major different with the cars between what you race with in Australia and here in the States?
No, there's not actually. Probably 10 years ago, up until about 10 years ago, we were a 372 cubic inch rule, which made it really difficult to come over here and take your stuff home. And they made it 410 about 10 years ago, and that's when you really started to see a boom down there. And I know at my local track, we went from 20 to 30 cars on a local race to nearly having 60. So that just shows you how much a boom down there, and I think a lot of that had to do with the 410 rule.
What kind of cars and how many years did you race in Australia?
I started in Australia in about 2004, 2005, and I raced down there just with my dad and I kind of had a car together, and we just kind of raced locally at Parramatta because that's all we could do, and then I'd just travel over here in the off season, working for my brother, and just trying to build up contacts and relationships to hopefully one day get a ride over here.
The relationships part of it has worked out for you with the formation of the team that you were with starting last year, right?
Yeah, definitely. My best friend Matthew Barber, he's been a big part of my career, and he travelled over with me that first year to work for my brother, and yeah, he's been able to build some great relationships around the Des Moines area, and it's really helped me as well.
Looks like you've been racing a little bit up at Houston's this year as well. How's your season going up there?
It's been going pretty good. Luckily, we do the Houston thing. It's been about the only place we get to race at the last few weeks. So it's pretty fun. It's a cool little track, and they have a great fan turnout every week, and they really love their sprint car racing up there. So it's cool to go up there on a Sunday and have some fun.
Realistically, what are you looking at for your goals for the Nationals this year? I mean, you've made the AMA in the last 2 years, but do you think you can get into the top 10 this year?
I definitely think we could. Definitely the main goal is just to make it into the feature race, and then I think once you get past that, then you can set realistic goals for what you want to achieve after you just get into that feature race. So that'll be our goal, is just to lock ourselves into the feature race, which I think we can do. We have the team to do it, and we've done it the last 2 years. So I think if nothing goes wrong, I think we should be able to make our way into the feature, and if that happens, I think it's very realistic we could finish top 10.
Is the 50 laps, is that something that, has anything been difficult about that for your team with the longer laps and the pit stop, or has that helped you in the past couple of years?
I don't know. I've only really I never made the feature race while it was 30 laps.
Okay.
So I can't really have a fair opinion on that, but definitely from a fan standpoint, I really love the 50 lappers. I think in 2010, the one that Tim Schaefer won was one of the most exciting I've ever seen, and I think it's really added a cool element to a big race. There's no other race like the Knoxville Nationals, and I think they have a right to be able to do it a little different if they want to.
You got a few people you want to thank. Racing is expensive, I'm sure.
Yes, it is very expensive. I'd just really like to thank Brett Nearing and Matthew Barbara. They're really the guys that got behind me and made this whole KCT team happen, and I'd be nowhere without them. And just all the sponsors that are on board, there's a lot of them, and they're very loyal to me and to our team, and I just hope we can do them proud in the next few weeks with the big races coming up.
Yep, well, Ian, thanks for joining us tonight, and good luck to you here the next month with the 360 and the 410 Nationals.
Thank you very much.
All right. That's Ian Madsen, third place in the Knoxville Raceway point standings. One win, like I said, a season opener. He's also picked up a win there at Huset's earlier this season. And last year he won his first World of Outlaws race in Minnesota. He's been traveling. I think he's been to a dozen different World of Outlaws shows this year so far. So Ian's definitely trying to follow in his brother's footsteps, building up the Naring 18 team. Looking forward to see how they finish out the season, and I think he does have a really good shot to make the A-main of the Nationals again this year. So with that, we'll go into our second break. You're listening to the Knoxville Raceway Inside Line on KBOE. Welcome back to the Knoxville Raceway Inside Line. We are just 2 weeks away from the Arnold Motor Supply 360 Nationals. Starts on Thursday, July 31st, goes through Saturday, August 2nd. My prediction for the winner this year in that race will be Kevin Swindell. Kevin's been really strong in the number 71 Indy Race Parts car the last year, and finished second in the 360 Nationals the last 2 years to the winner Shane Stewart this past 2 years. And Shane's not going to be there this year. He will be racing with the World of Outlaws in Peevely, Missouri. So with that, kind of opens a door. I really think Kevin Swindell is going to be the man to beat. Guys like Brian Brown, Terry McCarl will be strong as well as usual. So looking ahead to the 410 Nationals, I listed my power rankings and in my preview there on my blog. If you want to look up that at Hawkeye Ovals, you can find that at positivelyracing.com. Ranked number 1 on my power rankings is the 7-time Knoxville Nationals champion, Donnie Schatz. He's still having a stellar year this year, leading the points currently, tied for the most wins in the season with the World of Outlaws, so I see no reason why anybody's going to be able to stop that guy. He did struggle a little bit on the Wednesday on the World of Outlaws show earlier this season, finished 11th, but I have a feeling he was just kind of testing and tuning, and he'll be ready to go come August for the Nationals. Breaking down my top 10, I have Kerry Madsen ranked number 2, Brian Brown 3rd, Kevin Swindell 4th, Shane Stewart 5th, Joey Saldana 6th, then Darren Pittman, Terry McCarl. I'm going to squeeze in Sammy Swindell on 9th, I think, with him having a couple of weeks to prepare at Knoxville this Saturday and next week. That should improve his chances. And I'm going to go with Paul McMahon 10th. So we'll see how good my crystal ball is here come August 10th. So this coming Saturday night, let's hope that we have no rain and it's dry. We really need to get some racing in here with the last 3 weeks being rainouts. Don't forget Casey's General Stores. Save your receipts of $50 or more. From this week, you can get 2 tickets for $20. Seniors ages 60 and up receive a $3 discount. Pella Corporation, Nationwide Insurance, Farm Bureau members, $5 discount with company ID. The Arnold Motor Supply 360 Nationals is just 2 weeks away, July 31 through the August 2nd. Then Sunday, August 3rd is the 3rd Annual Capitani Classic. Monday, August 4th is the Front Row Challenge here at the Southern Iowa Speedway in Oskaloosa. And the FVP 54th Annual Knoxville Nationals, August 6th through the 9th in September. Don't forget about Monster Jam and the Late Model Nationals. And in case you missed it earlier in the day, Knoxville Raceway's Dirt Dreams TV show on MAV TV. It airs again tonight at 9:30, but airs every Thursday at 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. Central Time. And of course, don't forget about the Checkered Flag program here on KBOE, Tuesday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. Jeff Krupp and Tony Paris always put on an entertaining show featuring all of our local dirt racing stars here at the Southern Iowa Speedway. I would like to thank Ian Madsen for joining us tonight. Him and the KCP Racing team, they're giving away free mugs to people as you enter the stands. So if you get there early, you might be able to get a free mug, compliments of the KCP Racing team. Don't forget, you can stay connected with the Knoxville Raceway at knoxvilleraceway.com, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. There's lots of ways to stay attached there on the social media side. Thanks for listening tonight. This is Knoxville Raceway Inside Line on KBOE. We'll see you Saturday night at the races.